Make it stop. Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Oh, I'm so excited. You're the legendary Mr. Key, Mel. The name is
Yep.
Key Mel. Yeah. I don't know. Is it Melkey to your friends and Mr. Melkey to everyone else, or what's the?
I prefer Sensei Melkey to
Okay, yeah.
everyone else, but all to my friends like Melkey Dev, whatever you want to call me. Some people call me Delkey, so whatever you want, whatever rolls off the tongue.
I'm getting a Delkey like that, or
Yeah,
something?
yeah.
Oh, that's good. I'm a big fan, man. You've been doing all the rounds, and I was like, I want this guy to teach me and the audience. And you should be a little bit play it harder to get. You know, you'll get yokels like me actually taking you up in your generosity.
I was more excited than you when I saw you DM me. I was like, hell yeah! So no, dude, I'm flattered. I love it.
I'm honored because okay. I've known about you for years, but I just did one of those front end masters courses, right? And now it's I work in the back end, awkward, and then they were like, oh yeah, well you're not the first one. The legendary illustrious Melkey, and there's like a whole 5-page disclaimer before that with adjectives describing you. We also just did one on Go, and I was like, oh, I'm in great company. Maybe this guy would condescend to come onto my little show here. So I'm excited. Look, I've seen you doing you've talked about, software, and I know you do functional programming, cool stuff like that. I saw you do Go stuff and Haskell and all sorts of good stuff. But I wanted to talk to you about, we can talk about anything, but what I really wanted your help with is Neovim. Because I don't know, I feel like I should know things and I don't. Yeah.
So it's funny. In that Go course that you're talking about with front end masters, shout out to them. And it's cool that they have like another backend guy doing backend courses. So that's like a whole thing.
We're making it real.
I know. I really wanted to make a new branch. But yeah, when I made that course, I was doing it all in Neovim. So like when how you're presenting live and showing the code, I was using Neovim for the course. And literally since then, so many people have been hitting me up. They've been asking me for my configuration. They've been asking for XYZ. But yeah, I gotta say, Neovim is definitely a pleasure to be. Hey, what's up, Deshaun?
Hey, welcome. How you doing?
I'm chilling, man. Nice to meet you.
I'm a fan. On Twitch, I'm Java Grunt.
Sweet.
Oh yeah.
Oh, banana.
Banana. I don't know what you're talking about.
Banana.
And that's Java Grunt Jr.
Yeah. Earning his bread, as I see.
Yes. We got to get him started young.
Oh, so cool. Hi.
Oh, that's amazing.
Thanks, man.
But I was just saying we're Neovim. It looks great. It feels great. And the more people I can help onboard into Neovim, because I know at the beginning it could look a little daunting, but I think once you get it flowing, I think you're going to be gravy.
I can't wait. Well, Deshaun here is like a real software person, and I think he knows how to get out of VI and stuff like that. And
nice.
Yeah. Right? I think I can do that too, but basically much else, I don't know. So I figured, if you don't mind being very patient, we can teach me how to walk, and then maybe I'll learn to run.
Sweet.
And I'm gonna play along.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. You can both help me.
You need supervision.
Oh man, that's so cool. So where do people find you, first of all, Melkey? You've got Melkey Dev, your YouTube channel, right? Like, just before we go away, like, where is that the thing I should point people to?
You can find me like on YouTube, on Twitter. It's Melkey Dev or Melkey. I don't know which one's which. I think it's Melkey Dev on Twitter, Melkey on YouTube. I'm also streaming on Twitch. But yeah, I think if anybody from like your audience who love engineering, if they want like a good flair of who I am, like definitely check out the Front End Masters course. I would say that's like the absolute best way if you want to know what I'm about, know my style, and even support me. That's the best way, right? I think YouTube, Twitter, all those things are just kind of fun auxiliaries that we have that I do as like an artistic outlet, if you will. But the Front End Masters course, it's really like I put a lot of effort into it. And so I'm hoping some of the people in your core audience can get introduced to Go and get introduced to me. So, yeah.
Okay, that's good. So I just want to make sure I didn't forget that, because I know you've got a hard out in like an hour and 15 minutes or whatever. So
7 p.m. My wife's coming back, so she's
Yeah.
been away for a trip, and so she's coming home.
that's the right response, man. Like that's the only one. If
Yep.
the screen goes black at like 6:59, I don't know what happened. Okay, so before we get into it, why Neo? Like, how did you get into it? What's your background? Were you always writing? I don't know.
Yeah,
like-
so this is a great story, Josh. So
Yeah.
everything started with I went to school for a different degree, like mechanical engineering, and then I had to learn how to program, kind of just watching YouTube videos, and I had to practice by like writing code. But I was a lot younger, and I just did not have a good grasp on responsibilities. So I'd be like, oh, I'm going to spend tonight writing code, and I'd spend up watching YouTube videos. And so I had to be accountable. And so that's how I started streaming. I put like a camera on myself, recorded my camera, my screen, and I forced myself to stream in like the programming category. So people would have to tune in to me programming, and if they watched me watch a YouTube video, then I would in my head I was like, oh, they're gonna like take out the pitchforks and send me out, you know?
Fair, yeah.
So at that time, streaming on Twitch, especially programming, was like no one was doing it except one small person you may or may not have heard of, the Primogen.
Oh yeah.
Small guy, right? Whatever. Funny dude, whatever. And the Primogen was using a lot of Vim motions and Neovim.
Yeah.
And I was programming just like bare bone on VS Code. And me and him like connected. I liked his energy, he liked mine, he rated me, etc., etc. And he kept telling me like use Neovim, stop using VS Code. VS Code sucks. Neovim. And I finally gave in. And this was so early on to me learning how to program that once I picked up Neovim and Vim motions, that's literally how I learned to program. So for the first 4 years of my software engineering career was all Neovim. And it's all Vim motions. I've never not programmed without Vim motions. It's impossible for me. But the editor was Neovim.
Okay, and so I mean, to be fair, Prime, he's not using Vim motions. He is.
Yeah.
He's one
He's
with
the embodiment of Vim motions in a human being.
Right. Like there's a different. So you're looking at that, going, I want to be that Jedi, and then wow.
Yeah.
And
it was so fast, and it looked so fun, and I'm like, well, damn, like it was like threefold. Like I want to be fast, I want to be cool when I write program, and I also just wanted Primogen to like me more. So I'm like, okay, why not?
Well, that's cool. See, that's cool. Okay, that's the backdrop. And you're not a Java human. You're a Go, and I've seen you do all sorts of other cool FP languages. And so my setup, and maybe Deshaun's, I don't know, buddy, I don't mean to speak for you or anything, but my setup is I want to like Neovim walk, and then eventually, bicycle on for the JVM, that world. So step one is just get it installed. Step two is one Hello World program or something.
Yep.
I don't know.
Oh, I'm familiar with Java. I write Scala. At Twitch, right? So I write a lot of Flink code, and we use Scala for that. So yeah, I'm familiar with that realm
Java
a little
friendly.
bit.
JVM friendly.
Yeah, JVM, exactly. I know my jars, I know my .jar files.
Okay, and are you using like Scala 3 and Dottie, or the old stuff, Scala 2X? Or...
No, 3. Yeah, no, not the old stuff. That is actually no man's land, I think. This one has like support with like other features, so it makes it a little bit easier. But yeah. Scala is definitely an interesting one.
3.0, totally different language. I haven't used it. I used Scala 2 for a little while, but whatever. Okay, what do we do?
So, okay, one cool thing is why I really want to do this was I did 4 years of Neovim, right? And then I actually switched back to VS Code for all of 2024. I spent 1 full year in VS Code land. Still using Vim motions. Huh?
Wait, so that was last year, the one we just got out of?
Yep, exactly.
Wait, so you did that video, like setting up Neovim in like 15 minutes or whatever it was some years ago.
Yep.
And then you proceeded to go back to Chromium and...
Yep, back to VS Code. I was like, okay, there's just some problems with Neovim that maybe I didn't like, X, Y, Z, and I switched to 2024, and then I switched back. But that was a very good lesson. And it's something that I think all of us have heard before. It's grass is always greener on the other side, right? And you think the grass is always greener on the other side.
The way I hear it, the grass is always greener right above the septic tank.
Yeah, exactly. So I did VS Code. I don't think necessarily bad about it. I set up VS Code using Vim. So there's a video I have out there that also like sets up VS Code that looks very similar to Neovim, has good Vim bindings and everything like that. But it just wasn't buttery. It wasn't as buttery as Neovim, and the experience was just so different. And I went back and I've revamped my whole setup, and it's way better. I've learned a lot from the time away. You know, it's kind of like when you started a company, you leave to go to a different company, see what they have going on, and come back home with all that knowledge. So that's how I felt with Neovim.
So, but did you find when you left? Because you are obviously an expert level. I mean, you wrote an installer for Pete's sake, right? You obviously knew your stuff even before you.
I never wrote installer. No, I never wrote the installer.
You started a configurator thingy or something like that.
No, I just kind of.
Okay, go on.
No. I just have I have a video where I just set up Neovim, but I never have like an installer or a plug. I never create anything like that. Okay. Maybe TJ is who you're thinking of. TJ DeVries. He's a dude who's like really into creating great plugins. We're gonna explore one together. But I never made anything too in depth with the Neovim ecosystem. Yet. I will though.
This is what I'm saying. I heard things about your speed. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. Yes. Okay.
Cool.
So, where do I start? Does one homebrew? I'm on a Mac. Is that a disadvantage or?
Yeah. Okay. Mac is perfect. So yeah, go ahead and install Neovim on homebrew. So you can do brew install
Neovim.
Neovim. Yeah, that's it. Brew install Neovim.
Sharing my screen. It's terrifying. What could go wrong? Okay, let's see. So.
And I'm gonna play along as well.
Cool.
Yeah. So just brew search Neovim, I guess. Please work. Yeah. No. Okay. Brew install Neovim. It's fine. Nothing
there you
failed.
Go.
Yeah. New machine, I'm sure it's going to be fine.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Actually, this may not be fine. Look how long. I didn't realize there are so many. This is my fault. I really actually should have installed
updated casks and everything. Yeah. Classic.
I mean, I do this like 3 times a day at least. Brew, update, brew, upgrade. I don't want this. I want to let's get small changes, right? There's updates that are out there. I want them. I want to be on N-0 for whatever it is. The latest Java version, Neovim version. I want to be on N-0. That's why I love brew. That's why I brew, update, brew, upgrade at least 3 times a day.
Just all the time.
All the time.
Nice.
I did the thing, but now what? By the way, I have a new keyboard. That's the other thing for people who just joined. I have a new keyboard, so I'm actually not at home on this keyboard.
Well, you got to show it to us. You can't just say I got a new keyboard and not show us.
It's this. This is the MX Mini. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah.
It's the MX Mini there, and I'm.
Oh, wireless.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
It's good, but it's like a Mac, but it's got some weird. You see these two. This is the command and the Alt options button, and there's a function button, and then there's a control, and that's throwing me off something fierce. That function button being right there makes no sense at all for me.
I see. Yeah, pretty different than the Apple keyboard.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's similar, but the function key is swapped from how you described it.
Yeah, exactly. And so anyway, if I'm fumbling today, it's not because it's stupid. It's because I'm stupid, and there's a weird key in my screen. Okay. Next.
Okay, cool. So now that you have, check if you have just NVim. Type NVIM. There you go. Okay, cool. So you have Neovim. There you go. So this is very stock Neovim. You have version 0.11.1. Has like the helpful message here, and this is kind of just the bare bone Neovim. So nothing is going to essentially think of this as just like a file editor, like a text editor. You can like open text, like VI, right? You can like open any kind of file. So if you have just like a .txt or whatever, you can do Neovim that .txt file, and it'll open up in this Neovim editor. So kind of long way of saying it is like you already have Neovim editor available, but what we're going to do is show you some plugins, show you a structure. So there you go. And then we're going to get you set up with a bunch of different plugins and stuff.
I'll get 2 things open. How do I, is this like VI classic, just escape :WQ?
Yep.
Okay, that works.
There you go. Just Q, whatever. Yeah, there you go. It's the same thing. One thing you have to learn is how to quit Neovim. And if you don't, no one can tell you how. That's like a rite of passage. So I wasn't going to say anything until you figured it out.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
I mean, this part I know, but only because it's like, if you've ever worked on a server or data center, it's kind of important. Okay, now what? So I've got this shell that's doing okay.
Cool. Yeah. So now you have the shell. Next, we're gonna create like a configuration, I guess, folder for you, and this is going to be kind of like what Neovim is going to use when setting up your entire editors. All the plugins are going to define there. Any kind of stylistic change we're going to define here. So, so like you can go ahead and just go make. I'm going to send you some commands just over chat as well, but I'll walk you through them just so it's more fun. But essentially, you want to make a folder or directory in the .config of the home directory of your Mac OS there.
Okay, so dot something or other. Okay, I'm
Yeah,
logging in.
.config.
Okay, hold on. Make dir -p config.
Not in downloads. You're trying to go just click yeah, there you go. Perfect. Yep.
Okay.
Okay, and then within config, so you can cd into that new .config.
Yes, sir. Oop. Dot config.
Yep, and then here you can make mk dir Neovim. So it's going to make a new Neovim directory for you. Yeah, cool. Yeah, you can do it Neovim. Actually, no, because it's going to throw me off. CD out, delete the Neovim, and just make it Envim.
Envim. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah, so when I say Neovim, I'm probably going to say Envim, but it's going to throw me off. So just, yeah, Envim. There you go.
Like that.
Yep.
Done.
Okay, cool. So now you're in the Neovim. There should be nothing there. So, yep, CD into that. Nothing there. So go ahead and touch your first Lua file. So it's going to be init.lua.
This is where I get scared and nervous. This is why I brought Japan along to like. And by the way, because I'm not sure what I'm doing, my first inclination here is to open up Emacs or Sublime or something to help me edit this file, but I realized how wrong that would be.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can, do whatever you want to edit. Like, it's totally fine. We're going to move you into Neovim afterwards. So if you want to start it, go ahead. But yeah, so now you have your init.lua file there. And so there's going to be a few things you're going to go ahead and create now. You can leave the init.lua empty. You can make a new directory in that root. Just call it Lua and then / whatever you want. So you can just call it /Josh / whatever you want. Yeah.
Okay. Oops, sorry.
Inside the config nvim?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you should have in the Neovim within your config folder a init.lua and a Lua / username directory. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Sweet. So we have that. Now cd into the Melkey, into the /Josh / Deshaun, and let's make a new directory called core. Okay. We're gonna make another directory called plugins.
Oh dear. So is this the thing that everybody does on every single install? This feels.
I mean, you do. Okay, so there's something that we could explore now if you want to put like a little pause here. So, Neovim configuration, it's give and take, right? The more time you put into your Neovim configuration, the more you'll learn about it, and the more you'll be able to enjoy it, mess around with it, and really like enjoy the benefits that Neovim offers. However, the kind of trade-off of that is like it is something that you're gonna have to maintain and manage, just like any piece of software, right? This is essentially just like an aggregate of a bunch of different imports, dependencies, and you're building like a piece of software all from the ground up to your liking, right? To edit files and navigate between files. So
yeah, and that's the big thing that I noticed was all the good developers have like, here's my Lua setup here, or here's my Nvim setup, and you could borrow from somebody. And when you went to a new team, I'm trying to even think what his name was. We'll call him Greg. Greg had his setup, and he's like, if you want to code like me, if you want to be a part of this team and see all the shortcuts that I do, here's my Neovim setup. Yep. And when you go from team to team, what I struggled with was I was going from team to team, and they all had different setups. Yeah. So I was trying to be like Melkey. I was trying to be like Josh, and then I was like, oh, wait, I don't remember how to do that anymore because I had a different setup. And that was the thing that I struggled with.
Yeah. So a lot of people, they actually create and they export their dot files onto like GitHub, right? So you can even check. So I'll send you. So these are let me just hold on. Let me go here. So like this is my Neovim configuration. This is like how I set up Neovim, right? And so you could very well just like copy that down.
Wait, who's doing what now?
No, I'm just saying you don't have to do this, but as an example, as to like how Neovim works is like I can give you, we can each share a configuration, right? So I send you my configuration. You can easily clone that into that same directory, and when you run Neovim, it will basically run my configuration on your computer, which is something we can do. But we could also just build our own from scratch because it won't take long, right? And I'm even using, so the repository I sent you is the reference that I'm going to be leveraging when kind of showing how you can build yours. So if you ever get lost, you just go back and check it out and have the files open, and we can kind of go at it like that.
Okay, so you've got, this is your thing right over here. Okay, so worst case, if I screw this up, I can still just default to that. Like
Exactly. Exactly.
Is that how most people incept their new their machine? I guess they just have a backup.
Yep.
It's just okay.
And there's actually a third avenue, which we can also explore. So Neovim, because it's so like, there's so many different moving components to it as well. And like, again, like even we have like an hour remaining, will we get it running? I hope so, but it's not guaranteed, right? And there's the maintenance and all that. So a lot of great authors and great open source contributors, they have like basically these pre-configured Neovim setups. So these Neovim distributions, which are basically like plug and play. And so the three big ones that I know of is LazyVim. So you can go to lazyvim.org.
Okay, well, wait, lazyvim.github.io? No, you said org.
Yeah, that's it, lazyvim.org. You were on it.
Well, that's the github.io.
It
is org. Lies.
There you go.
That's awesome. Okay.
Yeah, so look, this is one of these things that's like pre-configured, right? It's a Neovim whole setup that you basically just use, and it kind of works out the box, right? It's kind of like, think of like installing VS Code, right? You just install it and it kind of just works. That's kind of the similar vibe that these Neovim distributions offer. So LazyVim is one. Another one that you can check out to see if it's more to your liking is astronvim.com. That's another very popular one.
Okay.
Just astronvim.com, not astro.nvim.
Oh, astronvim.com.
Yep.
Let me just search for it. That way I don't get the, shady. Is this a plugin I should be installing? That doesn't feel right.
No plugin needed.
Wait, there's Google Chrome is saying install astronvim, to which I say, nay, sir. What is this for?
Yeah, we don't need to install it. This is just another like distribution, right? So this is like everything pre-configured. So what we're going to do is basically build a very light but our own version of these distributions.
So both of these have this fun, amazing fonts.
Yeah.
I'm already in. This is
Yep.
I came here for this. This init.lua. I want my init.lua to look like that. Okay.
And there's this last one here called nvchad.com. So that's another one.
I'm sure this one's gonna be great. Oh, it's even better.
Yeah.
It's just 500 panels of content.
Yep. Exactly.
And this is gonna Docker image, so I could just like Docker run my IDE. That's
Yep. So there's a bunch of different ways that you can get these distributions, right? And a bunch of different ways that you can go ahead and just start using Neovim through these things. Now, these are great because it kind of takes away what we're going to do, which is build one from scratch all the way from the ground up. And if people are totally okay with that, right? However, but then you don't really know what to edit when you have to. You can have to rely on reading their docs. So again, pros and cons to each of these approaches here.
okay. So we'll start with the not so hard, but not. It's not like it's as easy as these, but it's still not that difficult. We'll start manual.
Yeah.
And then come back to this when I know what I'm missing.
Yeah, exactly. And I would recommend manual for most people, if I'm being honest, because it allows you to, like, I'm not a Lua expert. I'm definitely not a .lua expert. I don't know Lua all that well. I can kind of make my way around it per se. But what's really great with the Neovim community is like the plugins have great documentation. And now with like AI and LLMs, it makes it super easy for anyone to kind of write Lua in a way that gets it working. Yeah. And especially if you're going to go into Neovim for the first time, I would my first suggestion is to create your config from scratch and get it working like that.
Let's do it.
Cool. All right. So if you go back to your terminal there,
Yeah.
and okay, so cd1 directory up. So let's see where we are. So in core plugins. Okay, wait, hold on. So yeah, so what you want to do is you want to have jlong/core and jlong/plugins. You want to have two directories, plugins and core, in the same root instead of core being in plugins.
Wait. So, I'm sorry. Say that again. You want plugins and the same adjacent to core?
Yes.
Okay, so plugins just up one directory.
Yes.
Okay. Neato. Yeah. Okay, I did it somehow.
Perfect. Okay, so you have core, plugins, and the next thing you probably want to do is we'll go ahead and make a new file called lazy.lua.
In which directory?
In the root, so where we are now.
Okay.
So where the core and plugins directories are, go ahead and also make a lazy.lua file.
Okay.
All right, so now you should have the core directory, plugins directory, and a lazy.lua.
Yeah, looks like it.
Okay, cool. Now, this lazy.lua file, the plugins in core, I'll explain in a bit. Lazy.lua is going to be, basically, we're going to configure lazy.envim, which is going to act as our plugin manager, okay? Oh, what'd you get?
Coffee.
Nice.
My better half.
Beautiful.
Surprise. Oh, my diaper is so full. I just scared the hell out of me. Oh, that's awesome. But it's a pleasant surprise. Oh.
Cool. All
Yeah.
right. So yeah, so this lazy.lua is going to act as our plugins manager, okay?
Yeah.
So here, we can actually start navigating with Neovim. So go ahead and just open it, do Neovim and then a dot.
Yes. This is I feel the power.
There you go. Okay, and so now you can navigate into like the lazy.lua. You can go up a directory. You can go to core plugins, which should be empty. But this just allows you to kind of like start messing around with Neovim just a little bit. Again, usually just a basic bare bone, but you'll see it start improving once we get going here. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go into the core. So go into the core directory.
That seems easy enough. I just navigate with the keys and
Yep, and press enter or whatever. It's super easy. It's Neovim and Vim Motions are. I should have asked you, what's your experience with Vim Motions?
0. Like I'm sure I did some Vim motions in a training course 25 years ago, but
Okay, I'm gonna assume we don't need to do Vim Tutor, but if we do, that'll be a fun one to do as well.
I need to get there eventually, but
Okay.
all
Yes. So if you're in the where were we? The core directory, go ahead and make a options.lua file within the core directory, please.
do I make it inside of this or just hit escape or okay, goodbye. Okay, so whatever. There you go. So I'm in the core. I'm in Daylong
Yep.
core, and then make a what?
A new file, just to touch, and then call it options.lua.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yep. And if you want to create, if you want to create like a file from the Neovim dot, you can just do the percent symbol, so Shift 5.
Shift 5. Okay.
Yeah, and then that will create a file from the Neovim dot. Yeah, so hello dot. There you go. You just created a hello file right there.
Okay, and then if I want to just close this, if I do escape W, is that going to close all of Neovim or just this buffer?
It'll close all of Neovim.
Okay. Well, in that case, how do I just go back
How
to
to
the
close just this buffer?
So just go ahead and just do colon Q. I'll explain everything. We'll just do colon Q. We don't need this. And then yeah, it's gonna just colon Q exclamation point. You don't want to save it. Doesn't really matter because this is the hello file I think you wrote.
Okay. There you go. I remember Q exclamation mark.
Yep. Okay. So now you have the options.lua. So go ahead and in the options.lua, we're gonna start kind of configuring a few things for us. Okay. So you can open it up with Neovim. So just do Neovim in the options.lua. So Neovim options.lua.
Okay.
Yep. And here we're going to add a few things. So here, this is where we're going to stylistically add what we want. Okay. So first, let's see. What do we want here? Well, it's totally up to you. So if you go into my GitHub, the one I sent you earlier.
Yeah.
and go into core options.lua. There's a bunch of different things here with comments that you can check out.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
So these are all things that I have on mine that you can just Control-C and Control-V.
I did Command V. Is that going to be a problem, or is that like
Nah.
invisible characters, whatever?
That's
Yeah.
fine.
Okay. So I've done the thing. In options.lua, do I just do escape W colon?
You can just save, just colon W to save this.
Okay. Nice. Okay.
Okay, cool. So here, let me just quickly explain. So here we're just adding a bunch of things, right? So we have relative line numbers. A lot of people like it, they don't. But yeah, there's a bunch of comments here. You can go ahead and kind of read them if you want. But basically, these are kind of just a standard thing that I kind of picked up from actually another YouTuber called Joe Sean Martinez, and from his config. So just like Deshaun was saying, a bunch of us kind of share configs. So yeah, so there's
what's that guy's name?
Joe Sean Martinez. So
Joe
Sean. No, Josean and then Martinez.
Josean.
Yep, Martinez.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep, cool.
That's this guy. Okay, and you're just Melkey Dev. This part I already know. Okay, there. Let it be known that I've done a thing. Okay, so
Sweet.
Go there, people. Now,
Yep.
so you got some config from him.
Yeah.
He's into custom-built mechanical keyboards.
Yep. He's really cool. Definitely check out his stuff.
I wouldn't know what that looks like, but it's okay. Now back to this.
Yeah. Okay. So now, if you go back into the let's see, do we have it in it? So did we create the init.lua file?
We did, but we didn't put anything in it.
Okay, perfect. So go into that init.lua file, and within that init.lua, think of this as going to be like where we're going to reference all these other packages, so to speak, right? So here, what you can do is you can do require.
Is it where is it actually?
Init.lua, that should be in the root of the Neovim directory. So config Neovim, and then it should be right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And okay, I'm back in there. So now, what do I put at the top there?
So here you can do require, and then you can do something like, so for example, for me, it would be like the path from that to the options package that we've created. So you can see I've require and then melkey.core.options. So yours would be like require jlong.core.options.
Okay, so require core.
Yep. Jlong. Nope. Jlong.core.options.
.core.options. Is it dot for both?
Yep. No slashes. Just require and then jlong.core.options. You can remove those slashes. Yep.
And then that too.
Yeah. Perfect.
Okay. Oh, is that like a package structure? Is that
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Now this init.lua is actually going to be referencing the options that we've just created, or the package that we just declared, and we kind of copy and pasted there. So go ahead and save this.
Okay. Now, I want to figure out how to get my username. How can I shell out and do like a who am I, and use that to do substitution in Lua? That'd be the next thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. So here, if you just so you close it with W, colon W, go ahead and reopen Neovim.
Oh.
Okay.
Fine.
Okay. So there's a few changes here, right? It looks a little different.
Yeah.
And that's because it is referencing the options that we just had. So that small change has allowed us to kind of change up how the basic bare bone Neovim that we have. So it's no longer bare bone. We already have a few things going on here.
Yeah.
This is nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Cool. All right. So let's see. What is the next part that we want to do? I think the next part would be adding key maps. And this is going to be kind of how we navigate through a proper Neovim editor. So once we go into like a Java file, TypeScript file, Go file, Python file, what do we want? And this is where we're going to actually allow us to add a lot more configuration to our own Neovim thing. So if you go back into the core that we have.
Okay, in here, yeah, up one directory, surely. Yeah.
Envim, Lua.
Envim, yep, Envim, Lua, JLong, and then core.
Okay.
Yep, so make another file in there called keymaps.lua.
Okay, so
I'm in core. I want to do percent.
Yeah,
And what's
yep.
5.
And what was it called?
The file that we're making?
Yeah.
Key maps?
Keymaps. Yeah, keymaps.lua.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay, cool. So keymaps.lua, so this is going to be basically all the navigation that we're going to set within our Neovim files, or when we open a file with Neovim, right? So it's going to be how we navigate and how we kind of, just handle these files. So the first thing is we need to determine what the leader key is going to be. Okay, and so the concept of a leader key in Neovim is basically what triggers a set of commands or a set of motions for us, right? So a leader key will probably be the main thing you do, the first kind of key you click, followed by a combination of different keys and different characters to do a specific either Vim motion or open up a side panel or horizontal pane, switch between buffers, and so that's all going to be kind of defined in.
Is that not colon?
No, because you can use colon for everything and write these commands, or you can just have new and like even do a shorter form of it where you can do like leader SV, which will open up another vertical pane for your editor to use, right? So it's going to be different ways that we can go about this. So at the top of this file, we're going to go ahead and declare our leader key, okay? I like to use space. That's a very common leader key. So you can do vim.g.map leader.
Like that?
Yep. Equals, and just space.
Oh, okay.
or it's, string, and then a space within the string.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
You mean double quoted or single quoted string?
Double quoted.
Okay.
All right. And then again, so in the options, we kind of just copy and paste it, but right below that, go ahead and do a local keymap equals vim keymap. It just allows us to instantiate, instead of writing vim.keymap dot whatever we want, we can just do keymap dot whatever we want.
Like that.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. All right. So the first thing I want to do is just add some window management. Okay. So we're going to actually write this function out fully, this first one, and then we can easily kind of copy and paste through all the other kind of leaders that we want, or the different commands that we want. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's see. Go ahead and do keymap dot set, and then open up the parentheses.
Open. Okay, like that, calling a function or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
All right. I'm trying to type in vim.g and it hits visual. What am I doing wrong?
Oh, then you are going into visual mode. So
I don't want that.
no, you don't. Not right now. So go while you're in the kind of file. If you press I, you should be in insert mode.
No, I is not working.
What's happening when you press I?
Nothing.
Are you able to type anything in the file?
Now I don't know what I typed, but now I'm in insert mode.
Okay, now you're in insert mode. So now
Okay.
when you're in insert mode, you can do vim.g.map leader.
Okay.
Okay.
Equals space.
So yeah. So whoa, I may have jumped the gun here. So Vim has kind of normal mode, visual mode, and insert mode. Okay. Normal mode is the way I like to think about it is when you're not in either visual or insert mode. It allows you to navigate, do things whatever you want. Insert mode is when you can like type freely without triggering commands. Okay, because think about it. If we're using our keyboard for all these shortcuts, right? Like SV to open up a vertical pane, that means every time you press SV when you're typing, it's going to trigger this command. So in insert mode, that's kind of the, no command will run unless they're very explicitly set, and you can just type freely without, having to worry about collisions. So that's insert mode, and you're actually in insert mode right now, which is great. And then we have visual mode, and visual mode allows us to kind of do a lot more manipulation with the file, right? We can like take a bunch of lines of code in visual mode, copy them and paste them somewhere else, or yank them, or move them, or tab them, right? So visual mode allows you to kind of manipulate the integrity of the file. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay. So it's like block edits, that kind of thing, like columnar edits,
Yep.
like column selections, that kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. So the thing with Vim, and this is not a Neovim concept, it's a Vim concept. So there's this 3 modes: insert, visual, and normal, which will be important for us as we go deeper and deeper into our configuration here.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, cool. So now we have key map dot set, and do me a favor, just add some space above. So below local key map equals Vim key map, just add some space. And actually just notice, so in the line above where it says local key map, it's local space. So this is how we're declaring a local variable for us to use. So local space key map.
Okay.
Yeah. So here we're just declaring called, and it's vim dot key map.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And so what this is doing is it's like a short form notion. We could just keep it as vim key map, but every time you write key map or we're going to set a new thing, it's going to be vim dot key map dot set. So we just short form it to key map. And it's a little bit, you can even do just KM, but I think when you go back to looking at your own Lua files, it's a little bit more explicit.
Making it readable. That's always nice.
Mm-hmm.
Be nice to your future self.
I agree. We always take advantage of our future self.
I've met my future self's past self. That guy's an asshole, so I'm not.
Yeah.
God. Okay. Well, this is good. I feel like we've done something. I don't know what we've done. What is?
We're getting closer. We're
Making progress.
Yeah, we're making progress. We're definitely making progress. My ideal goal here is to expose a lot of maybe the theoretical concepts when it comes to Vim and Lua, and then because you already have my config file, you'll be able to copy and paste, look at things, and kind of navigate things yourself, and it'll make your job a lot easier. So I just want us to kind of get comfortable with this and slowly see it build up. But
what's
up?
I come from, look, if I've got any experience besides IntelliJ and the JetBrains products, if I've got any experience, it's in Emacs. And in that world, you kind of have to grok Lisp. And I think this is going to be, I think Lua is going to be a lot easier for a lot of people to get up and running with than Lisp, you know.
Neovim, it's like, again, the hurdles in the beginning, and then you're good. And then you're very good to go.
Yeah.
But let's finish up this key maps here. So in the key maps, the key maps itself takes 3 main arguments, and then it takes kind of an optional object. So the first argument that you're going to pass into this dot set is going to be what mode is this going to trigger in. So remember I talked about those modes?
Normal, visual, and insert.
Exactly. So we want this to be in normal mode. So here we're going to do double quotes n as the first argument.
Okay.
And you can do a comma. So this means this key map is only going to work when we're in normal mode. And then the second argument, which is also going to be in quotes, it's going to be a string, is going to be what triggers this command, or what's going to trigger this command. So for us, we're going to do our leader, and that's going to be typed in with this less than leader and then greater than.
Okay, literally. Okay.
Yes. Yep.
Is it in quotes?
Yeah, it's all in, the second argument's in quotes.
Oh, that actually, wait, I was able to navigate, but now I'm no longer in. Okay, wait, we're good.
There you go.
No, we're not. Yes, we are. We're good. It's all fine. I'm using Mac token advancing keyboard and it's working, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, okay, so we have this leader, and now if we just set it, that means every time in normal mode when you press your leader key, which is the space, it's going to activate this, which you probably don't want. What we're going to do is actually chain that leader command. So what we're going to do is go back into that second argument at the last character right before you close that string. Yep, and just leave it like that. Just put SV.
Oh,
exactly.
SV.
So now when we do leader SV, that's going to be the command to trigger what this key map is going to be. All right.
Okay.
And then the third argument here, so again, it has to be in quotations.
Oh, cool. Okay, I can do that.
Yep. And this is going to be what translates to if you're using pure Vim. So we're kind of taking a pure Vim keybind, and we're going to remap it to this new keybind, leader SV, and that's going to be control V. So here again, it's going to be with control. It's like this. So capital C-W. and then it's V like that.
Oh. It's like, wow.
Yep.
Did I do that? Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
See. But so what would this have done without this alias? Is this like an alias for a key
Yeah.
command?
Exactly. Exactly. It's gonna, and we're configuring this, right? So this Control V, what it does, is gonna split the window vertically.
Oh, okay. So
Okay.
I did space SV, and now I've got a new panel on the right that I can have side
Exactly. Correct. Okay, so we need to do one last argument in that key map, and it's going to be an object. So at the end of the closing string in the third argument within the dot set function method. Yep. So in insert mode, yep, and then nope. So go outside the yep, and just do a comma, and then here just put an object, so curly braces.
like JavaScript, like an
Yep.
inline Java object. Okay.
Yep, and then here just do the key, or just do description, so DESC equals, and doesn't have to be in quotes. Does not have to be in quotes.
Okay.
Yep, and just DESC. You can do description, but DESC is what I have, and then you can do just equals, just not key value, just equals.
Okay.
Yep, and in description, so here you can put split window vertically.
Can I put that in text?
Yes, that's a string, exactly.
Vertically. Oh. I'm taking my life into my hands here.
Yeah.
So everybody else that's trying to play along, I'm totally cheating. I'm the one that's looking at Melkey's
Yes.
GitHub repo, and I'm looking at his keymaps.lua. So yeah, I see exactly where he's at.
Yeah.
And if
So
you want to follow along.
exactly, there it is. Yeah. So what I want to do is show you kind of because if we were to do every single line, we'll be here all day.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, but that's kind of the setup for the key maps.lua. So just to kind of, when you see it, you know what's happening, because like, again, if you don't know what the visual modes are, or visual insert normal, you would have no idea what this first argument does, this quotation end, right?
Right.
So now, if you want, go ahead and open out that key maps.lua that Deshaun very nicely pasted for us. And you can go ahead and just copy and paste all of that into this file, or the remaining set.
Where did you paste it? Oh,
It's in the
okay. Yeah.
comments. Yeah.
So, okay, everybody. There it is. Show that. And then that's in. Okay, I'll just go with the Git repo. Surely. Options.lua. Keymaps.lua. It's in
Yep.
that core. So, why doesn't that ever work? Keymaps.lua. Okay. Copy and paste and just replace.
Yep.
Okay, so do I need to just append?
Oh, so here, so did you copy the whole thing?
I copied the whole thing. I could just do the right thing, but
Yeah, just copy. Let me show you kind of, yeah. So copy the parts that we don't have. Yep, just do that.
okay.
And then go to line 3 and do Shift V.
Shift V. Okay.
Yep. So now you're in visual mode. So now if you paste it with Command V or Control V, whatever your paste command is, boom.
Nice.
There you go.
Yep. Did it? No, it didn't. Okay. So did that overwrite?
Yeah, because we highlighted that. So because you already have it in the window management, so right there, that line that we did was line 11 right now, relative line 11.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. So that was visual mode. So we're in visual mode again. So now we treated that block of, now we treat that line of text as a block that we're able to navigate. So when you highlighted that one that we wrote and then Control V, it replaced that entire block with this new block that we copied.
Wait. So as I'm clicking on the lines, is that actually selecting it?
Yeah.
Wait. So how did I get into visual mode again?
Shift V.
Yeah, just V. Yeah, V puts
V.
in visual mode. Shift V highlights so if you just go and press V in any kind of text editor, that takes you into visual mode. But Shift V highlights the entire line where your cursor's at.
But how did I get out of insertion mode to a place?
Oh, just press escape. Just press escape.
Escape.
Oh,
Yep.
Escape and then Shift V.
Yes,
I'm sorry.
yes.
Escape and then V.
Yeah. So V just puts you in visual mode. Shift V highlights the entire block.
Sweet. And the block is just until the next new line, basically.
Exactly. And what you can do, actually, so if you want to check something out, if you go to, we should actually also maybe talk about relative lines, because if you see, you have relative lines on, which freaks a lot of people out if you're not familiar with it, right? If you look up, your lines start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and if you go down, your lines are also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You see that? Yeah.
Oh, like it's just 13 lines before me, and that's 18 lines after me. Okay.
Exactly. And the reason why I like that is because Vim motions is all about jumping to different characters, jumping between different lines pretty efficiently, right? So what we can do for navigation, so where you are right now, if you want to go 2 lines down, instead of doing, JJ to move 2 lines down, what you can do is just type 2J, and it'll take you 2 lines down.
In visual mode or in immersion mode?
No, normal mode.
So I hit escape to get into normal mode.
Yep.
And
there you go. You see that?
That was awesome. I'm starting to feel the power. Finally.
Wait, what did you typed? 2
I hit and then 2J.
Yep.
J.
So J and K allow us to go up and down. So J goes down, K goes up, L goes left, and H goes right. So those are the classic Vim motions. Okay, that's like the bread and butter. This is the first thing you learn. We've skipped a few steps, but that's the navigation, right? Because what I want you, if you're gonna really embrace this, what you need to do is drop the mouse. Whenever you code it, there's no more mouse anymore. That's it. When we use Neovim, you no longer need the arrow keys, and you will never need your mouse. It's pure mouseless development.
Okay. I'm all about the getting rid of the arrow keys. That's going to be hard for me, but I can definitely live without the mouse. That's fine.
Yeah. So think of the arrow keys as HJKL, right? So now you can move left with H, down with J, up with K, and right with L.
Wait, so
in normal mode, just move around this file. In normal mode, just go press J right now.
Okay, escape J is down.
Yep.
And then what is up again? K?
Up, yep. Yeah, K is up.
And then up and down is what?
J is down.
Wait.
K is up. And you don't have to do escape J. You can just keep pressing J. Keep spam J.
Yeah, J. Okay.
Exactly. Right. And so that's one way to navigate. But now if you go up to, so where if you are, press 6J.
Yeah. Okay.
Bang. Oh. So now you're on this line.
Fast forward.
Exactly. Right. And if you go all the way to the top, you can do like 21K because it's relative, right?
Oh, that is so good. Okay.
You see?
I'm a fan. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And so what this is, it's a pretty basic Vim motion where it's kind of number of steps and then the step that you want to take, right? A lot of commands in pure Vim follow that suit. So even if like you're in a line, if you want to go like 3 characters to the left, you can type that out too, right?
So what is left and right again? K and L.
Sorry?
3. What key is that? L.
JK goes up and down. What's left and right?
L and H.
H and L. Yeah, H and L.
Okay, so it's the sandwich. JK and then sandwiched around that is H and L.
Exactly. HJKL. Exactly. They're right beside you on the keyboard.
Okay, all 4. Oh, that's nice. Now the question I'm going to ask is, why not just use the arrows, since they're all also
because they're over there.
Yeah, because they're further. So Vim, the way I understand it, Vim was kind of created off of this motion of ASDF and then HJKL. Well, it's technically JKL and then the colon key, right? Mm-hmm. But basically, you don't want your hand anywhere near mouse, and so your hands are planted on your keyboard in an ergonomic way. So right now on like a Mac, on an Apple keyboard, it's probably never going to be ergonomic, but your hands are planted and you can do all the navigation just for the combination of those 8 characters: ASDF, HJKL.
What does ASDF by me?
We'll go there. We'll get there. ASDF is just an option that we have available to us that we can do some pretty cool stuff.
Now, did I do myself no favors by switching away from that ergonomic split keyboard?
You did yourself no favor. Yes, that is correct. You did.
Darn it.
But that's okay. That's okay. Again, I'm using Vim and I'm on like an Apple keyboard. And I was in the Kinesis, right? So it's we'll make it do. People with a lot less ended up with a lot more. So
RSI sufferers unite.
Yep. All right. Cool. So now we have our key maps defined, right? So you can go ahead and save this.
I'll be right back, Ben.
Okay.
Sorry. Talk
I
about-
did. I saved it. $W.
Okay, cool. So Deshaun, you
I got
saved
it.
$W. Now there's one thing that I guess you and I can get ahead of now, and if you're looking at the repo, you may have noticed it. So in the core directory, you should have two files, correct? You should have a keymaps.lua and an options.lua.
You know what I want to do?
What's up?
I want to split my window vertically. No, I don't. I want to navigate from my keymaps.lua. I want to go up a directory.
Can I
do that?
So yeah, there's two ways you can do that. So you can do Neovim and then dot, or if you're already in Neovim, you can do colon and then explore.
There.
Okay.
Oh, not an editor command. Explore.
Yeah, because you have to follow it up with so you can dot colon explore. That didn't open anything for you?
It didn't. It said not an editor command. Explore.
Okay, weird. Let's see.
What did I miss? I've been gone for 5 minutes.
Oh,
I was just trying something. I was trying to go from this file, this keymaps.lua.
Right.
I didn't want to exit Neovim. I wanted to just go from this file, and I wanted to go to another file.
Oh, you said that's next lesson.
no, there's two different ways you can do that. So there's what I use I use two different things. I use two plugins called Telescope and a plugin tree, which shows you the whole tree that we can go through. Explore should work.
Hey Josh, try colon explore.
Yeah.
Colon explore.
Yeah.
Like that. You're sure?
Yeah.
Same thing. So, whoops.
Not an editor command.
Okay.
Explore.
Okay. So maybe we don't have that plugin.
So the only thing that I guess the only way you can do it then is if you exit Neovim and do Neovim dot, and that will be another way that you can navigate through the different files and directories.
Okay.
But then we'll get the plugin, and then it'll be a lot easier.
Yeah.
Okay, so now in the core directory, you should have a keymaps.lua and options.lua.
Yep.
Okay, so now I want you guys to create a third file. So do touch init.lua.
In the core directory.
Yes, in the core directory, we're going to do an init.lua. Okay, perfect. And then here, we're going to reference the two files that we've created. So let's do require, and open up the function. Okay.
Oh my God. Okay. Require.
Yep, and then here, we'll just put, so username, so jlong.core, and then .options.
Okay.
Okay, and then you can do, we're going to actually show you a new command. So if you go back to that line that we just wrote. Yeah.
And that would be H. Nope, that's not it. It's escape H. Nope, that's not it.
2K.
A. No. 2K. Okay.
There you go. Yeah, so now what I want you to do is Shift V. So now you're in visual, and I want you to press Y. And then now I want you to press P.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right.
So that's basically, you just yanked a line, and then you can paste that line as well. So it just makes it easier to navigate, or like to copy and paste different things here. So here, yep.
So how did I do that again? That's
yeah. So now you're in insert mode right now. So you can do it in you cannot do it in insert mode. Yeah.
recording.
So what you want to do is select the entire block of code, and to do that, we can do Shift V.
Shift V.
Yep.
Okay.
And now you can see it's already highlighted. So everything there is highlighted.
How do I know it's green? It just shows gray.
Yeah, exactly. It's highlighted. So your current highlighter is gray. So what you can actually do is press J, 2J.
2J, okay.
Yep. And so now you have all of this selected in visual mode. So if you press Y, that yanked everything. And now if you press P.
So yank is copy, but not cut. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And then P is just paste, which makes sense.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. I can
Cool.
do this.
Yeah.
Now,
And so,
let's do a stupid question. How do I just go to the beginning of the line and delete everything until the end of the line?
if you want to do that, you can just, so click GG. Shift G, sorry.
Shift G or
Yep.
J.
In visual mode.
No, just in any mode.
Right.
Just
Shift
normal
G.
mode. Shift G.
Okay, I'm in Shift as in G as in George.
Yep.
Or-
Yep.
Yeah.
And okay, so that Shift G should take it to the bottom, and if you do GG, that should take it to the top of the file. Yes. Okay. There you go. Now, if you want to delete everything in one go, you can do the exact same thing we did. You can Shift V and then select the whole block.
Okay.
See what you just did? So that is not what you want to do. You just click J a couple of times. What you want to get used to is Shift V and then do 6J. So then it's like less keys to click to do the same output that you wanted. There you go.
It's awesome.
Yes. And now you can do DD.
Aha!
Gone.
Take that noise.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right. Cool. Was that? I know that was quite a bit.
That was good. That was a good lesson right there.
Yeah, it was very good.
Yeah, so these are kind of the key things that we're going to start learning and manipulating. So what I want you guys to do is, again, copy and paste this one line that we have here. You should have one line, which is just jlong.core.options or deshawn.core.options, and yank that and paste that.
Okay, Shift V and then P. Is that right?
Nope.
Nope. Well, I'm glad we had that chat.
Shift V.
Yeah. I got that.
Yep. And then, nope, I think you're pressing DV.
Hmm?
Yeah, I think if you do, there you go. So now you did
Shift
Shift
V.
V. Yep. And then Y.
Yank
and,
is Y.
Yep.
Shift
And
V.
then I'm going to hit J. And I'm going to hit P.
There you go. Did it work?
I have another line.
Awesome. Beautiful. Okay, so in the second one, what we want to do is keep the J long, keep the dot, keep the core, and then where it says options, we're going to remove options, and we're going to just replace that with key maps.
Key maps. Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. Yeah. Excitement. So I'm going to write this.
Yeah. So there you
Yeah.
go. So now we have this in our init.lua, which will help us set up back in our, so you can just exit out if you want. Just exit out.
I have a question.
Yes.
I have a recording at you.
Yeah, so you guys, when you have the recording, you're accidentally pressing R in normal mode, I believe it is. I forget the exact command.
Okay.
But what's happening is Vim is recording your key clicks, your motions,
Okay.
and you can use that for a macro, which is a great feature of Vim. In my opinion, I would say it's maybe an intermediate concept, but basically what you can do is have a macro. It records the exact motion that you want to do.
Yep.
You can set that to a binding, and then you can repeat that without having to click everything.
Okay.
Right. So
Yep.
that happens a lot if you want to replace a bunch of different words. There's a whole different. I don't want to make a situation up, but when you see recording, that means you. Again, I think it's R, but it could be wrong. But if you see that, you can just click Q in normal mode. You
Okay.
click Q, and that will stop recording the macro. I forget what I don't know. I think I turned mine off, but yeah, I saw that in JLongs as well.
Okay.
Okay. We're so
Okay.
close.
So
Hopefully
now,
we got 20 minutes.
yeah, we're
I
good.
feel like we're close.
We're
Keep
good.
it-
We're
keep
good.
it- Track of your time here. I've already gotten a text file edited. I've
Yep.
learned some Vim motions.
Yep.
I can copy and paste.
Yep.
Not bad for whatever it's been, an hour
Yep.
plus some
The-
nonsense.
But we've also had a wonderful conversation. And energy here is good.
Yeah. Yeah. I like to yap. I won't lie. I'm definitely a yapper. But we have the core directory is done. Now, if you go into the root, so right now, if you just cd up a directory,
Yeah.
yep, and hit ls, you should have your core, lazy.lua, your plugins, and if you go up one more, where you have the init, yeah, so if you do ls, did we not make that init.lua?
Yeah, it's right there.
Oh yeah, there it is. I didn't see it. Okay, yeah. So that, yeah, there it is. So I think you want to
Function key is getting me.
hold on. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So in that init.lua, so go ahead and edit that file. Sorry.
The root one or the nested
The
one?
ruin, yeah. So the reason why we're doing this is now we're going to export all those different files in their directories, and we're going to export everything from the directory into this root. So right now you have jlong.core.options, which is valid. But instead, what you're going to do is just jlong.core, and that's it.
Wait, instead of requiring?
No, so you're gonna keep everything there. But
Yeah.
right now in the string, you have jlong.core.options.
Yeah.
What we're going to do is just jlong.core.
Okay, jlong.core. I can barely see my cursor. There you go.
Yeah. And that's it. So you can save this. So now this is going to reference everything in the core package. So now if you just save and quit.
Okay.
Yep. And if you open up Neovim again. Okay. And go to any file you want. Okay. So now if you do space SV in normal mode.
Oh my God.
There you go.
Power.
There you go.
Okay, how do you switch between? Just no mouse, right? So
no mouse. So this is where I definitely would recommend checking out the key maps that we have. But if you want to navigate between going left and right, it's just leader H and leader L.
I don't know. Okay, that's on this
So
side.
you're in insert mode. So exit that. Yep, and just do leader L. There you go. So now you're in the second pane that we opened, the right pane, and if you jump back, leader L, you're back in the left pane.
Yes, I am. Huzzah. Okay.
Leader H. Sorry, go leader H. My apologies. Leader H.
I mean, it seems fine. Okay, there we go. I'm back there. Now
Nope.
hit escape.
Yeah.
L.
Yep. So I guess you're right, and go back into the left when it's leader H.
Whoa. What did I just do?
Because you have the same file opened once. So if you want to redo that, you can press U.
Terminate.
Whoa.
Okay. Take 2.
Okay.
I don't know what I just did.
So here, yeah. So let's open up the vertical pane again. So leader SV.
Okay.
Yep. And so now you're in the right, and to jump back into the left one is just leader H.
Leader H. Yep. Okay. Good.
There you
leader
go.
L. Leader H. Leader L. Okay.
Yep. And now you can do leader SH.
Whoa.
So now you can go up, down, and left.
Leader. Is that J and K?
Correct. Exactly. So now you see some of the things start rolling. The ball is rolling a little bit, right? We started with just going between the lines in the file, but that same thing translates to how you're going to navigate through the blocks, the different editor, the panes that you have in your screen. Okay. And as a dumb little exercise, go into your left pane.
Okay.
Yep. And now open up another horizontal pane. So leader SH.
Okay.
And as just like, this is what I do. We don't have to do it now. But typically, if I want to get good at these motions, I would just go in a circle. I would go like bottom left, bottom right, top left. You know, I just like to get my motions working in like leader J, leader H, leader. You know, so that's like a little exercise for anyone just starting. If they're interested, I definitely recommend just kind of, buttering the fingers up a little bit like that.
Okay, I can do this after we've
exactly
hung up. That's amazing.
Yeah.
This is the kind of stuff that so what I want to do is I want to use this to, I'm going to see if I can spend 2025 or the balance of it inside of Neovim for my everything but my code, my Java code, I think, right? Like all the text documents, for all the blogs are right, for all the everything else, Yep. I think
it'll be great. I think it'll be really, really good.
I wrote a book in Emacs, and so I would love to get to the point where I can do that in this.
Oh, 100%. 100%. But here we see, and now if you want to close one of these windows, you can do leader SX.
Leader SX. Okay.
Yep, so you just clone that top one. You can do that. Yep. And there you go.
It's a shame I can't. Why can't I close the last window? It's asymmetric.
Okay. Now we're going to do another fairly big portion, which is going to be our plugin manager. So we're going to use lazy.lua for a plugin manager. So this is going to be us actually interacting with the internet, bringing things in. So if you navigate back to the lazy.lua file, which should be adjacent to the core and plugins package that we created. Yep, there it is.
Okay. Okay. Cat lazy.lua. Okay.
Cool. So there's our lazy.lua. So you can go ahead and I'm just gonna Control C and Control V my GitHub repository, and you can just pretty much copy and paste that
From your plugins.lua or something like that?
Yes, I just sent it to you. It's Melkey/lazy.lua. That's like the end of the URL there.
Melkey lazy.lua. Okay, I can do this.
Bang.
Okay, so now Neovim lazy.
Yep. So you went too fast. So if you go back and you open that up. Oh, you didn't even paste it. Sorry. My apologies. I'm getting ahead of myself.
I'm getting ahead of you. It's worse. Tell me what to do. Neovim lazy.lua?
Yes, sir. Exactly. Yep.
Okay.
And just paste what we just have. Boom. All right. So the only thing you need to do is you can see mine. It says Melkey. You want to just change that to JLong or whatever you chose to be the identifier for your. Yeah. And another cool trick, if you want another like Vim secret, if you do /, if you're in normal mode and you do /, and then
yeah. Wait, where's Melkey?
yeah, so if you do just / and type Melkey, it will highlight all the Melkey instances in the file. There you go.
Okay.
Sweet.
Fantastic. Now,
And you can press exit to escape that. There you go. Well, you can do /Melkey and then jump between each instance with just N and then Shift N to go backwards. Yeah, there you go.
okay. Is it? Do I hit escape and then well, whatever? Okay, hold on. I'm still. I gotta do the right thing here. So it's escape, and then K. Nope, that's right. J. Surely, yeah. There you go.
Yep.
Okay. I was using the arrows. I wasn't even doing.
No,
the right
no
thing.
more arrows. No more arrows. The arrows are gone.
Error's bad.
Yeah, errors bad.
Oh, bugger me. Okay, hold on. So escape. L. That's right. Okay. And then insert.
Yep.
And then JLong.
Yep. There you go.
Is that the only two places?
Yeah, you can double check if you do /Melkey /Melkey. Are there any other instances?
I need to.
You get it in normal mode. Yep. There you go. Exactly. And you just press enter.
It's highlighting the whole line. Does that mean that there is or not?
No, that's because you're just in visual mode. Or wait, that's not because you're in visual mode. Excuse me. In the current setup, that's just because that's the line that your cursor's on. But we're going to change that. But yeah, you can see pattern not found Melkey. So there's no more instances of Melkey in this file. So you replace it with JLong. Okay. So this is going to be important because this is going to be essentially how we configure and bring in plugins through lazy.nvim. Okay.
You know, I
yeah.
see the magic words there. LSP.
Yes.
That sounds like it's important.
Yes, we're gonna get language server protocol. We'll definitely get to LSPs in just a bit. But
Sure.
to reference this new lazy.neovim, if we go back, so try doing :E explore one more time. I want to see if is that still not
Capital E.
Yeah, is
Work
that
for me.
working?
Capital E explore.
Okay, there you go. Okay. My apologies. Okay, so E explore, and then you can go up directories and you can navigate. Like I think Deshaun, this is what you were kind of asking
Yep.
at the beginning. Okay, perfect. I was kind of puzzled why it wasn't working, so I'm like trying to scramble, but I should have specified with the capital E. So now if you go into your main init.lua, so in the kind of the root of the project of your Neovim configuration.
Oh, so satisfying.
Yes. Okay. And then
Okay.
here we're going to do basically the same thing, but it's going to be require and then JLong.lazy.
So I'm in visual mode. I hit Shift V.
You don't have
Then-
to hit, if you're, are you trying to copy?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. So you highlighted the one that we have JLong.core, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And my copy is Y.
Correct.
And then I hit J. Whoops. I don't have another line.
If you just press P then.
P, boom.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. So
I made another line, but I don't want another jlong.core.
It's jlong.lazy. Yep.
Yep. So what I'm going to do is I'm hitting /core to get myself there.
Mm-hmm.
And then, oh, wait, how do I edit that?
Edit.
Oh, I wanted to be there. Oops. Insert.
Did it work?
I'm good.
Okay, sweet. Very, very nice. Okay, so now you can, now that you've had this, make sure you save and then :Q to exit.
Oops. W.
Yep, and then re-enter using just Neovim. Don't do the dodge, just do Neovim.
Oh, it says no write since last
Yep.
change for buffer, Deshaun.
Oh, save it.
/
Save
lazy.
Save
Press
it.
enter or type command to continue.
Yep.
All right, W.
Okay.
Because I had that open in a different buffer. Okay.
Yep.
Q.
So now you can do :lazy with a capital L, so capital L AZY.
wait, capital.
Yep. L AZY.
Oops.
What the?
Boom. Okay, good. So this is going to be how we this is like the UI for lazy.neovim, which is really good because this tells us that we successfully were able to get this plugin installed into our current configuration. So we actually already have a plugin right now.
Yes.
We have a plugin to install the rest of the plugins.
Fantastic.
All right. So one thing we're going to do is fix this horrendous color scheme. I will, no matter if we pass the time, I'm not letting you two live with this horrendous color scheme.
Gotta fix it.
So we're fixing it right now.
Okay. Thank goodness.
Yes. So we're actually going to go, and the first file we're going to write in the plugins directory that we created. So adjacent to the cores directory, you should have a directory called plugins.
All right. How do I get out of lazy? Q. Okay.
Oh, okay. Thank God.
Yes, sir.
So now,
So now I've got a plugins directory,
Yep.
and I'm going to, I've highlighted my plugins. I'm going to hit Shift 5.
Correct.
Because I want to
And
create a new
ask you
file.
to create a new file. Yep. I'm going to call this colorscheme.lua.
how do you get out of the Okay, so no escape. No. Okay. Oh, whatever.
What are you trying to do?
I don't know. I'm in the Explorer. Now
Yes, you're in the Explorer. So JLang. So in the plugins, what we want to do is create a new file. So you can do Shift 5. So just %, highlighting over that plugins.
Okay.
And there you go. And it's going to ask you to make a new file name. So here you can do colorscheme.lua.
Like that.
Yes, sir.
Scheme, not. Okay. Wait. There we go. That one.
All right. So now, copy and paste that. I just sent you guys a whole link. If you want, I can talk
I
it
just
over.
grabbed it from your repo. Same one from your
Grab it
repo.
from my repo. Just grab it from my repo.
Yeah.
It's going to be easier. Trust me.
All right. And then I did :W to write. And now I'm going to do :Q because I want to open up NVIM. And I want to see this new color scheme.
Yes, you do.
Oh, it says no specs found for module Deshaun.plugins.
That's fine. Just click enter.
Okay.
Okay.
And LSP.
Yep.
And now
that's fine,
I'm
that's
doing
fine.
capital L lazy. Oh, I still have the ugly colors.
You still have the ugly colors.
Well, let's see.
Q.
Okay.
We put it
Why
plugins.
is that? Why?
Oh, do I need an init.lua inside of my plugins?
Yes. Yes, you do. Yes. Sorry, you definitely do.
Okay. So I'm still in my Explorer here. I'm hitting Sean. I'm going to plugins.
Yep.
I'm hitting %5. Enter file name init.lua, and I'm going to copy yours.
It should frankly work. So I'm a little confused. Okay, so the LSP, that's fine. We don't really need the LSP right now. And init.lua, that's only going to... Interesting. The color scheme should work. So wait, so after you pasted the color scheme, like the file in color schemes.lua, and you hit save.
Oh, mine's in the wrong directory. That's why I have a problem.
Okay. Is your color schemes.lua in the plugins directory?
No, mine was up one.
Oh,
so
okay.
when I did my shift 5, I was not on the right place.
Okay.
So I'm in JLong and there's colorskim.lua. Is that
Oh no, it's JLong plugins
right?
colorskim.lua.
Okay.
Oh, this is better.
Okay.
This is better.
Much better.
Okay.
Let's get colors. Okay, that's better.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, yours looks kind of different than mine, JLong.
Well, okay. Loaded 2 plugins, Tokyo Night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tokyo Night and lazy.nvim.
Yep, that's definitely that's what we need, and it should look so let's see the error. So Neovim init.lua plugins expect a table of specs, but a nil was returned instead. Okay, that's fine. And LSP is because we haven't built it. That's fine. Okay, so press enter. Okay. All right, yeah, your color schemes looks a little maybe that's because of certain computer configurations, maybe. But I don't really believe. I don't know. I wonder why ours looks so different. Okay, well,
Okay, mine looks like Josh's, but when I do my lazy, I definitely have magenta and other stuff.
Let me see my color scheme here.
Mine looks different. Yeah, mine looks like Josh's.
Yeah, it's nice.
Okay.
And I'm happy. It's better.
Okay, it's slightly better, but it's still a little different than mine. So,
okay,
wondering why that is.
Guess what? We have your repository.
Yeah. Okay.
You've got 30 seconds.
No, that's fine. I wanna kind of I don't want to leave you guys with something half baked. I would feel very bad if I'm being honest. But the one thing I do want to showcase is getting the Neovim tree. So right now we're doing the :E explore.
Yep.
I want to get the Neovim tree.lua working. So if you go in the plugins directory,
okay,
:explorer, and then go to plugins directory. Okay.
Yep. I'm going to add a new file here.
And that's which one is that again? Shift P.
Shift 5.
Yeah, %5.
Okay, %5. I was just testing you. Okay. And then what are we creating now?
You know what? Here, try doing this because I think the shift 5. So if you do :E space, so just press Q, exit this.
Okay.
:E and then space.
Space.
And then Lua slash. Oh, wait, Josh is in insert.
Oh God.
So just press Q a bunch of times.
Oh God.
Oh, :Q.
Get me out of here.
Okay. So if you do :
Just resetting. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, sweet. So now if you do :E, not capital, just small e, space, and if you do Lua slash, and then JLong or Deshaun in whatever case, slash plugins slash nvim, so nvim -tree.
-tree. Okay.
.lua. Okay, press enter. So that 100% should have created the Neovim -tree.lua file in the plugins directory. I'd be extremely surprised if it didn't. Can you guys just double check?
Okay. Can't write. Okay. No such file. I don't know. Q. So.
Can't open file for writing.
Yeah,
No such file or directory.
No such file. Any keys, maps, Luas. That is just bizarre. Okay, well, just regardless, just in the plugins, go ahead and make the Neovim -tree.lua file. I don't know why it's not working, but
okay. Make touch.
yeah.
Neo. What is it again?
Nvim -tree.lua.
Okay. And no space. Okay.
No space.
And in Vim.
Yep.
More errors.
Yep, that's fine. Those are we'll get those are just because you have a blank in it right now. And then here for the Neovim tree, you can go ahead and copy and paste that file I just sent you for my plugins configuration.
Oh, it's so good though. It's so good. Okay. Wow.
This is a bit of a pain, and this is exactly why I left Neovim in kind of one of the positions I was in. Okay, so now if you open up Neovim once again, there you go. You see, now you have stuff downloading.
Yeah, I just thought like trickle something.
Yeah. Yep. So now we have Neovim tree working. So this is our plugin manager, lazy.nvim, and it's installing our Neovim tree plugin here. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can go ahead and press Q to exit that. It's going to just make sure you have everything. Now, if you do leader NE, leader NE.
Leader space, right?
There you go. Yeah.
Was I supposed to wait for everything to download?
Yes. Yes. Ideally.
Was I?
I don't think
You did it. You did it. So now you have everything working. If you look at your screen, Josh, on the left, you have your project tree working.
Right.
So now you can navigate into your project tree with leader NE.
Leader NE. Oh, there it is.
So now that closes it. If you do it one more time, it's going to open it.
Okay.
And now you no longer need to kind of keep going to explore or adding new files that way. You can go up a directory, just going in the JLong, and you can add new files with clicking A. So where you are now, if you just click A. Yep. And now, go into your into the Neovim tree. So just
NE again, leader space NE. Okay.
Correct. Yep. So if you do leader space NE, so now you're in. So now you can go up. Yeah. So here.
Oh wait, I was using the arrow keys.
Oh,
sorry about that.
No, you're good. So here you can create files as well. So you're clicking enter, and that's going to open the file that you're hovering from your Neovim tree. But if you just click A.
Okay.
Yeah, so here at the bottom it says create a file within /plugins. So now you can create any file. You can just do whatever. You can do test.lua, something.lua. Press enter.
Okay.
And there you go. It was properly created. So now what we've done here is we no longer need those commands that weren't even working and it was adding files in the incorrect spot, like shift 5 or :E, which I still don't know why that didn't work. But regardless, now we have the Neovim tree. So leader NE will open up your project tree to your left, and you can navigate everything through your project tree.
Nice.
Okay.
Can I somehow copy and paste everything into what is it? Am I editing test.lua? How could this have all this content in there already?
I don't think you're in test.lua. If you do space H, if you just quickly don't just go space H, you're back there. Click enter in test.lua. Oh, you did. Yeah, I think you may have pasted some stuff here.
Okay.
You can just undo. You can undo with you. Undo with you. There you go. So U is undo. I also didn't. I forgot to mention that U is undo.
Fantastic. I was going to ask that. I was afraid to. I'll be honest. But you know what else? Already with this key map, I had created my test.lua.
Yeah.
I went over into my tree, and guess what key I pressed? I was guessing how to delete my test.lua while staying inside of NVim. I hit the D key.
Exactly.
And it says, do you want to remove that file?
Yep. So it's self-explanatory a lot of times, and I know this is like, Josh, I don't know what your expectations were. Deshaun, I don't know what your expectations were. Again, this is my style, like building from the ground up and kind of going from this, like, get the hard paints out now.
Yes.
And then we can enjoy it. But that's why I also want to say, if this is just not your cup of tea, that's why we had those Neovim distributions I mentioned earlier, like Astro.neovim, nvchad.neovim, lazy.vim, right? Those are kind of everything that we're doing, but already assembled, right? So they have
roll with this for a little while longer just to
Yeah.
feel what it's like to be above the bare bones.
Yep.
But I don't know, because I don't know what I'm, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what I'm not doing. I don't know what I'm missing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I personally, I watched your show. I'm a fan. And I would love to get the guidance on, hey, I know that we need the Java language server. I want to have the autocomplete.
Yep.
Right? If I can get there in a comfortable way, I'm in great shape.
Yeah.
So Perfect. So with that, we're actually so we're gonna just open up the. We're not gonna do it now, but if you open up the GitHub repository, Josh, I don't know if you have time to do that.
Sure.
So if you go into so I have it within the plugins directory, and in the plugins directory, there's another directory called LSP.
Yep.
Aha.
Okay, and so here, this is everything that has to do with every language server protocol that I personally use. And so Mason.lua is what we use to kind of install different LSPs, right? So Mason, we have our plugins installer, which is lazy, and then we have our LSP installer, which is Josh pulling up his blog, which is Mason.lua.
I think I used Mason.
Okay.
Did I? No, that's not it.
You might have Mason.
Maybe, yeah. No, Okay, this is cool. So this is like a thing is this like a container for LSP?
Exactly. So if you go down to line 27, you see I have Mason LSP config.setup. So what this does, this array, if you go to the bottom, so all of those are different LSPs that I want on initial install. So every time I open up Neovim, it's going to automatically install and reference those LSPs for me. So I have Bash, I have TypeScript, I have HTML, blah, blah, and the newest one I added was the Zig, which is ZLS. You can see the bottom one. I was experimenting with Zig. I wanted the Zig LSP. I just appended it. Now I have to make sure it exists. So I searched for a good Zig LSP, but once I found it, that's like proven. I just appended it to this mason.lua file.
Okay, I can do this. So how do I get Mason itself? Is this a plugin I need to use lazy for?
Yes, exactly. It's a plugin. You got it. You see, you're already understanding everything. So Mason is Mason is its own plugin for downloading the LSPs, like we just said, right?
So how do I install something?
So everything is done almost inexplicitly. So the way I have my configuration set up, so if you just add your LSP folder and you add the two files there, so the LSP config.lua and the mason.lua within the LSP directory.
Where? So which folders?
Right? So within the LSP directory.
Do I have that directory?
Not yet. Sorry. I thought if you open up my GitHub.
Okay, yeah, that's what I did. Okay.
Just because I got to run in a little bit here, but I want to, maybe this is what you guys can do. But yeah, so here we have the plugins directory, right? So we've created that. We already have a few files in that plugins. And then we can add the LSP directory. We can add all those stuff. And you can see all of those, Josh, what you were looking at, those are all my individual plugins. So each plugin has a .lua file associated with it.
Oh, that's money right there. Okay,
do you see how that works? And we have Neovim tree. We have a Neovim tree.lua file because we are using Neovim tree right now, right? So we have this file, we have where we install it from, and now it's a dependency, and that's how we basically reference all the plugins that we want to install. So each plugin has its own configuration file, if you want to think of it like that.
Right. And you export that information in Nuit? What is the role of a init.lua?
That's exactly. Think of like the init.lua is kind of like what's the equivalent?
As a deer thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's similar to that, right? And so init.lua is kind of like on initialization what to do, right? So in our root directory, when we open nvim, we require all of the packages in the core and in plugins. And that's how we're able to kind of configure everything for us to work. Now, there's some magic going behind the scenes with plugins, specifically with Lazy, but that's kind of the TLDR. That's kind of like why with core, we have to be more explicit with our init.lua, referencing the key maps.lua and the options.lua. Bless you.
Thank you. Man, you're an amazing teacher. I appreciate you taking the time. I think more people will learn a lot. I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna have to. Do you think if I asked them nicely, they'd give me a copy of this?
Yes.
Okay. Well, if not, I'll buy it. It's worth it.
No, I think they'll give you a copy for sure.
Can you put that link? Did you put that in the chat?
This one?
Yeah.
The front end masters. I mean.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the chat is.
I'm actually very proud of this course. I typically with courses, I don't like I'm never gonna pump my own tires, but I am proud of like the work I put into this course, and I'm getting good reviews about it. And so I'm just very proud of this course because I actually think people can pick up Go from absolute zero. And by the end of it, it's 8 hours long. I mean, it's 8.5 hours long of pure content. And I think like by the end, you will be well equipped to write some good Go, in my humble opinion.
Dude, I'm a big fan. Thank you for this. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so
and,
much.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for being with me. I'm sorry that we couldn't get anything sexier up and running, but hey,
We're
I'm
cruising.
giving you guys all the tools, and you guys can explore the much sexier Neovim distributions if this one didn't tickle your fancy. So
we're gonna Deshaun and I will keep each other honest, and we'll keep anytime we have to edit a config file. I think he and I are going to try reaching for Neovim this year.
I just set up my alias where I have Nano now calls Envim.
oh my god, that's so genius. You're that's so genius.
I'm in.
Yes.
I'm going to alias Emacs to Neovim. Yeah.
You know what I did actually when I was learning? I removed the caps key. So caps lock is also kind of a no-no in Neovim because you do shift for explicit differences, right? There's a bit of a contradiction there. So I removed caps lock, and I had like a hot swappable keyboard. So I picked out all the arrow keys.
You know what we got to do for you?
Yeah.
We got to get you one of these keys.
Yes, you do. Please. I would love that. I would love that. Please.
We got those.
Those
I got
are
one.
amazing. And that keyboard is awesome.
Thank you.
That's an awesome keyboard.
I don't know what mine is. I have a Vortex.
Sweet.
So good. Okay. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
Everybody.
All right. Thank you guys so much. And until the next one.
Yes. Tell your wife we said hi.
All right.
Yeah. Bye, Dater.
Bye, guys. Thank you for having me.
Take care.
Thanks. Bye, everybody.
That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. I'm a geek, and I watched his show. I didn't realize that he was more of a Twitch guy, or a YouTube guy, but I watched his show a lot, and he's one of the people on Twitch that I just like. I'll put on that screen that's over there, and I just kind of leave it on, and so he's got tons of personality, but he's also like good opinions. Like I feel like I've watched him grow because of Twitch, and it's been fun.
We got a comment here. What a crossover! Yeah, that's why I liked it so much, because I was like, I'm the stodgy old enterprise dude, and I'm just trying to learn this Neovim stuff.
It's funny that you think of yourself as a stodgy old enterprise dude. When I look at you and I'm like, you're so young.
Yeah,
you're so young. You got so much ahead of you.
But nonetheless, I still don't think myself as particularly what's the right word? Hip. And so I was like, I did this front end master's course, and it was some people were saying, oh, we just did a front end master's course with Melkey, it's all about Go, and my mind went into the void when I heard Go. But then he said he was moving so quickly, he was using Neovim.
Yeah.
Really? Okay, I want to be like Melkey,
yeah, like, and that he mentioned TJ and
another one of my
Primogen, like,
yep.
Yeah, I watch and I'm like, I can't follow along.
No, it's too fast.
Because you're jumping between files and stuff, and it's hard. But man, I get the same feeling when I watch you and IntelliJ. To be honest, like, the nice thing that you do is I remember at first I was like, oh well, I want it to be in different files. No, you're good at putting things in files so you can kind of jump forward and jump back. But even that, your style of what you do, yeah, you'd be fine here.
That's what I'm saying. I want to get look, I did a book in Emacs, right? I did Reactive Spring, the self-published book.
Yep.
I did that all in Emacs, and it was dope. And I like Emacs, and I've got 25 plus years of history with Emacs.
Yep.
But I'm starting to appreciate that I'm just on the wrong side of this. But I think for now, IntelliJ is to be my daily driver for Java code and Kotlin and whatever. But like, how many times I write a blog, or how many times I write a YouTube caption, or what? I mean, just so much. I'll bet there's probably AI grammar spell checking stuff for Neovim, right? Yeah. Oh, look at this. Somebody else. So I heard Prime talk about this, right? Like, there is idea of him, and somebody he said, look, start with your favorite IDE du jour, and then just set up the Vim mode, right? And I think that's a pretty good idea. But I just
That's
want to
worth exploring, right?
do cold turkey though. I'm gonna start making a Neovim everything except for my Java code, and then I'll start maybe seeing what I can do.
So I'll tell you that why I started using it, why I like it. I liked it because this experience of remote development, right? Especially during like COVID, having being able to do development on my iPad. I want to plug in a keyboard, and I want to be able to work on code, right? My iPad doesn't have a JVM, but I could be working on a remote machine that I have. I could be working on my juice box that's at home, and the editor. If I could get comfortable doing everything from the keyboard, then an iPad could be a really great interface. It could be a really good solution, and it's much smaller. So yeah, I thought that would be a cool way of exploring and being able to do things more, and the battery lasts for days.
Yep. Oh, I mean, yeah. And the other thing is that's a great point too. Is when I did the book, the reason I started to go to because I started with IntelliJ. I did that book. It's huge. It's like a dozen different repositories, each of which contains multiple modules. So 50 different pom.xmls and all that. And plus, I had these ASCII doctor files that were also multiple pages. IntelliJ started to seize. It started to get a little slow. I switched to Emacs, and now suddenly I can manipulate lots of text very quickly. I want that same experience here. Oh no, it's okay. Yeah, I'm just saying.
No, it's a good book. I'm just recommending it for anybody that's watching. It's a good book.
Thank you.
I'm allowed to promote it.
Well, technically, that's paid advertisement. Darn it, we got this far without doing that.
Oh, that's not paid advertisement, is it?
It's disclosing. I mean, no, wait. Actually, we're not getting.
That's not. No.
I don't know how that works.
Whatever. It's not a paid advertisement.
Yeah. Anyway, that was so cool. We got it. I mean, Melkey's a legend, right? Like I've seen him a bunch of content, and he's got these great videos. And I've seen him with other YouTubers.
Yeah. He's grown. He's one of the big personalities, and he's got a network of other folks. So yeah, he definitely he's good stuff for sure.
Too good.
He's good stuff. I smiled ear to ear when I saw that you had it scheduled and that it was in the StreamYard. I was like, oh, this is fantastic.
We got some. Our little channel is getting like some big people, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, I got a question for you. So, are you in a new room?
Yes.
Fantastic. And I like you got a little backdrop there.
Yeah.
This is new.
I don't like the setup. Still
iterating.
Working on. I gotta get a new camera. That's what the issue. I should have asked. That's the question I should have been asking Melkey. Is what is he using for his streaming camera?
His setup was crispy and his audio was great.
Yeah.
Like that was.
How's my audio?
Clear.
I don't know. I forgot to put the Rode thing on. I'm using the Yeti. It's I just hate it. I've got a Sony A7S and I've got a Yeti. Everything's terrible. Why? Never mind. Let's talk about it next time. I gotta go get dinner.
All right, go get dinner. And yeah, while you do that, I wanted to say I was thinking about you. Maybe it was yesterday, maybe it was Sunday, but I want to say when I come and have dinner at your house, it means a lot. Like sharing food is a big deal, and when I come to San Francisco, I look forward to having dinner with you and your family.
Likewise, I look forward to you coming over.
And it's more than just food. It's a special time. I like breaking bread.
Likewise. So, I'm come over sooner rather than later. Hey, later today, are you gonna be later today? If you're still, I know you're in you're
different time zones, different part of the world.
If you're still awake, we got Spring IO founder Sarah Dialmar on the old show tonight, like midnight or 11:45 PST. So if you can't make it, it's fine. I totally get it. I get it. But I'll say hi either way.
Wonderful. Okay. Thank you so much. Thanks for the invite. This was a pleasure and good stuff.
Bye, everybody.
See ya.